Sleeping with Other People is a 2015 romantic comedy directed by Leslie Headland. The story follows two emotionally damaged people, Jake Harper and Lainey Dalton, who struggle with commitment, love, and unhealthy relationships. Although the film has plenty of humor, its real focus is on emotional growth, trust, and learning what a healthy relationship truly looks like. The movie opens years earlier when Jake and Lainey are college students. Both are lonely and heartbroken after being rejected by people they care about. They unexpectedly meet in a dorm building and spend the night together, losing their virginity to each other. While they share a meaningful moment, they soon go their separate ways and never expect to meet again. 12 years later, both are living in New York City but are still emotionally stuck. Jake has become a successful businessman with a reputation for constantly pursuing casual relationships and avoiding emotional commitment. Lainey, meanwhile, appears successful on the outside, but secretly remains obsessed with her former college boyfriend, Matthew, who is now married. Their paths cross again at a support group for people dealing with relationship and intimacy issues. Surprised to see each other after so many years, they quickly reconnect. They realize they understand each other's emotional struggles better than anyone else and decide to become close friends instead of romantic partners. Jake and Lainey make a pact to keep their friendship completely platonic. They promise not to sleep together because they fear it would ruin the friendship they have begun to build. Instead, they support each other through honest conversations, outings, and advice about dating. As they spend more time together, Jake begins to change. For the first time in his adult life, he starts caring about someone without expecting a physical relationship. He slowly realizes that genuine friendship, honesty, and emotional intimacy are far more meaningful than his old lifestyle. Lainey, however, continues to struggle with her feelings for Matthew. Even though Matthew is married and repeatedly disappoints her, she keeps returning to him. Her inability to let go prevents her from finding happiness with someone who could truly value her. Jake becomes increasingly protective of Lainey. Watching her get hurt by Matthew frustrates him because he knows she deserves better. At the same time, he tries to distance himself from his own habit of chasing meaningless relationships and begins confronting his emotional fears. The friendship between Jake and Lainey grows deeper. They share vulnerable conversations, laugh together, and support each other through difficult moments. Without realizing it at first, they begin falling in love. Their connection develops naturally because it is built on trust rather than attraction alone. Eventually, the romantic tension between them becomes impossible to ignore. They briefly give in to their feelings and spend the night together. Instead of solving their problems, this creates confusion because both fear that love could destroy the friendship they treasure. Afterward, misunderstandings and emotional baggage drive them apart. Jake believes Lainey is still emotionally attached to Matthew, while Lainey worries Jake cannot truly change his commitment issues. Both retreat into old habits instead of openly discussing their feelings. As time passes, each begins reflecting on their mistakes. Jake realizes he genuinely wants a committed relationship with Lainey rather than another temporary romance. Lainey finally understands that her obsession with Matthew has prevented her from moving forward and accepting real love. Determined not to lose each other forever, Jake makes a sincere effort to reconnect. Rather than relying on grand romantic gestures alone, he demonstrates that he has changed through honesty, patience, and emotional openness. Lainey also accepts responsibility for her own unhealthy choices. In the film's emotional climax, they finally admit that they truly love one another. Instead of pretending they can remain just friends, they decide to embrace a real relationship built on trust, communication, and mutual respect. Both characters choose growth over fear. The movie ends on a hopeful note, showing that people are capable of changing when they confront their emotional wounds honestly. Sleeping with Other People is ultimately a story about overcoming unhealthy relationship patterns, letting go of the past, and discovering that lasting love begins with genuine friendship, emotional vulnerability, and the willingness to grow together.